Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Non-Classic. This is episode number 2913, Doubleshot 2807. Yeah, this one is basically discussing the end of a series, the last thing to discuss this one, and a little bit more of one particular series. Well, first start with Azrael, Volume 2, Issues 713, which was going to be collected in a trade paperback called Killer of Saints, but the trade got canceled. Now, there's something interesting, though, about these issues. Fabian Caesar, who started writing the book issue 1, leaves with issue 9, and the remainder of the book is done by David Hayne. So, issue 7 is a standalone issue. We have just Azrael fighting this other guy, and the big thing about this book is that his sister is charged with charges, and, well, the case is basically dismissed, and, well, it goes to the one other guy, and it's a nice standalone issue. And then we have, like, a two-parter. Yes, a two-parter. Sorry about that. With issues number, 8 and 9. Yep. Seriously? Thank you. Jesus. It's like I had to basically refresh the thing like several times. Yeah. And then we went on to issue number 8, or it's two-parter known as Let Him Who Is Without Sin. This two-parter is the end of Fabian the Caesar's run for the book. It is just Michael Lane dealing with more of the order purity stuff. And at one point, the cross on his outfit starts lighting up. And it's all about doing his sins. It's a interesting story, what it is. I'm not a fan of the artwork. I think artwork is... And they wrap this up with issue 9, and then 10... 10 introduces this really bizarre story arc. Yeah, this issue here is what introduces David Hayne as the brand new writer with Gillian Martin arc. I like Gillian Martin arc better. Yeah, this is the Killer Saints storyline, which takes up 4 issues. Yes, 4 out of the remaining 9 issues of this series. The big thing with this story arc is the main villain is a Crusader. Yeah, who is left alive. And he takes off his helmet to reveal the fact he has no nose because, for some strange reason, this part of the book is never really explained here. I'm not going to show up because it's kind of gross. This guy has got the cross branded in his face. Yeah, where it's like cross here, and his nose has completely disappeared. Now, why in the world is his face like this for? Unknown. The whole thing is about testing faith. You see, like, part of his lip, like, they even close up his face where it's like part of his lip, like, front of his lips have been crushed, even part of his chin. And this guy only exists in these 4 issues. I think, if I remember correctly, he gets killed off by the end of the story arc. It's quite odd, to say the least. Seriously. I'll find out who this guy is because I don't remember in the book they ever explained of why the heck he's got like a brand on his face. Oh yeah, he's called the Crusader. Oh, he does return for the Judgment Gotham story arc. Yes, you could kind of say this whole story arc, Killer of Saints, kind of in a way plants seeds for the Judgment Gotham storyline. Mm-hmm. Yes. And also, they kill the character of Fido Grave. Yeah, they kill him off. He's part of the Order of Purity, and like he introduces one issue, and then he gets killed the very next issue. Yeah. And by the way, yeah, the Order of Purity still continues to appear in this book, despite other stuff happening here. I gotta admit, the writing is fine. I'm not a fan of the Crusaders' look. But that's kind of in the book in a nutshell. So, final thoughts on Azrael Volume 2. This was a very interesting run, per se. It's not terrible. It's just that I could kind of see, like, reading this book, I can see why the book ended when it did, because, well, they probably ended it. I don't think it was due to low sales. It may have been low sales, but they probably think, oh crap, we have New 52 coming up. We gotta wrap up the storyline. Yeah, and here's something weird though. This trade was never released, but here's the odd thing. 1418, last 5 issues of this book, that's collected in the trade Judgment of Gotham. Yes, seriously. Now, the whole thing with the Order of Purity thing, kind of in a way, this one was more associated with the church than the Order of Saint Dumas. They're actually a lot more interesting than the Order of Purity. It's like this is something related to Crusaders, which I think David Hayne was leaning more into that than Famous Caesar was, which is fine. Why the Caesar left the book is complete mystery, but it's like the Caesar did the main miniseries and introduced this character, did the opening 9 issues of this book, left to do Red Robin. David Hayne comes on board with issue 10 and does it for the last 9 issues of the book. Yeah, it's not a terrible book per se, but it's nothing much time but write home about. And reading this, if you read the first volume, read this book like, man, I missed that first volume, because that was actually really good. Because it was written by one writer, Denny O'Neil. He wrote the whole thing. Yes, so I'm going to give these last 7 issues a 8 out of 10. Next up we have is The Brave and the Bold. Yep. Issues number 111 through 117 and 119 and 22. Now, the opening issue, all these issues are drawn by Jim Perry with Bob Hayne in the artwork. Yes, so 111 is Batman teaming with the Joker. Well, that was implied, but not really. It feels like this one is just, they call it Batman and Joker because it's a team-up book, but it's like Batman versus the Joker. Then we have issue 112, which has this thing where the opening story is new, but the rest of the book is all reprint. This lasts for a little while. The opening issue features Batman 2 Mr. Miracle, the battle of this one-shot villain. Oberon's here too. I would say it takes place between some issues of Mr. Miracle, but interesting to have Mr. Miracle here. 113 teams with the Metalmen. What's the whole thing with this one is like fighting for their rights as individuals. Kind of in a way, that's kind of what they are. And also they bring back the Whirly Bat. Yes, the Whirly Bat. Yep. Which, this thing, like, if you read this book, when Neil Adams took over the writing, artwork to use the book, he practically made this thing disappear. Yeah. In this book, this is the first time it's appeared since issue 83. Though, in a way, 78 was the last time it appeared, but it was brought back temporarily. It didn't do very much to the book, per se. If you want what the heck is the Whirly Bat? It's like a mini Batcopter. Also, 113 is noteworthy for the debut of Wayne Enterprises. You know, Bruce Wayne's company. And you're thinking, really? Isn't it introduced in the pages of Brave and the Bold? Yes. Which that is interesting. It makes you point out, though, see that, oh, Brave and the Bold is a very important book. I mean, this book had a debut of various characters, different iconography of certain characters. This is one of two things so far I can think of where I do something interesting for a character. The first time being issue 73, where it basically gave Green Arrow his iconic Valkyrie goatee he had for decades until New 52. And then we have issue 114, where Batman teams up with Aquaman, deal with this guy called Joe Angel, doing Last Jet to Gotham. It's a okay story per se issue with this one. 115 teams up with the Atom. Yes, the Atom. Like kidnapping story, but deals with against a Bugsy Cathart. Okay. And then we have Batman Team with the Spectre, issue 116. The deal with these people called the Dirty Dozers. Yeah. Yeah, and it's dealing with Buddhism. Well, actually, Indian, or it was a Kali. Really interesting. And then we have, let's have issue 117 of Batman Team with Sergeant Rock. Yeah, I think this is mostly due to time travel. Yes. Actually, no. So, it's a flashback book, but it does feature a team with Sergeant Rock, but I found that interesting. 119, this is where they finally stopped the whole 100-page thing, where this time teams up with Man-Bat. Yes, Man-Bat, which this has been collected a couple times. And there's the CIA and a bunch of other stuff. I love the cover artwork here by Jim Aparo. It's awesome. 120, Batman goes to the future team with Commodity, the last boy on Earth. They with Super Apes. Yeah, and then there's also a backup story in here, which is a reprint of Secret 6. First one, I might discuss later. And then once again, we have the Metal Man issue 121, where it deals with trains and a little bit of like Native Americans. Some people might look at this issue and like, oh, this book is racist because it depicts Native Americans as villains. I don't freaking care. It's basically how the comic was written. And then we have the final issue being 122. Batman teams up with Swamp Thing, where it basically does a retelling of his backstory. Yes, the fact that also Alec Holland had another girl in his life. The first wife of Alec Holland, that being Linda Holland, who died basically in her debut appearance. Alec Holland actually was married twice. In that Swamp Thing, he married Abigail Arcane. But this was a good book. I enjoy this. Not a bad issue in this batch, these issues here. So, yeah. Though I think the cover might be a bit controversial due to Swamp Thing being on a cross. Yep. But yeah, not much to say about these books. I gave the Brave and the Bold issues 111 to 117 and 119 to 122 a 9 out of 10. Okay, that's it. That's it for pretty much for this particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit the dislike button. It's getting kind of late, so I might see this our Comic Corner for tomorrow. Okay, next video tomorrow. Bye.